songwriters, it's really their decision, and so, but it's always been something that was like, no, in a lot of ways, the band's, ethos or whatever, and again, looking forward, if we ever get this thing back together and play again, who knows? There might be a time. I don't hold anything as sacred it'll never change, because life is, to me, it's all about change. I mean, but in the past, I put it this way, no one's ever offered us anything where we were like, oh my God, I can't believe we're turning us down. It's always just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Professionally, probably, and we're rounding third here, probably professionally, probably the coolest thing you have ever been offered, I think I'm guessing correctly, is the opportunity to play with Jimmy Page. That's my favorite thing. The thing about playing with Page was, the thing I loved about it, and I still do so much, it was kind of like the dream come true, even though I never thought to dream about playing Zeppelin songs with Page. But it was like, okay, we were a great band. We had been doing it for a decade. We were confident we could do it. And at the same time, I felt like a kid playing with one of my idols. I got both. It was like I was the kid in the basement holding a tennis racket, pretending to be Jimmy Page. And then I'm playing drums with him and doing, Zeppelin songs. When you're playing with Jim,
it was like at the same time I was like a little kid listening to records in the basement, and I was actually doing it with Page. So it was and there's not a lot of people. Like if I got up and played a set with Paul McCartney, it would be the same thing. Like,
you guys are really the only band. You said 6%, honey?
Pretty soon.
All right, we're at 11, so I got my eye on it. But 6 is the magic number?
I think by 6 we got to be powering.
When you're playing with Jimmy Page, are you trying to play like John Bonham, or are you just like, I'm Steve Gorman, I don't know how to play like John Bonham?
No, I was just being me. I mean, you're taking the same beats, grooves or whatever. You're finding similar pieces, of course. But it was the Black Crowes, so I was playing in the Black Crowes with my whole band, doing how I do. I mean, if it's a very different thing than saying, like, if I played Led Zeppelin music with the 3 members of Led Zeppelin, that would be a very different thing, because then it would be, I gotta go channel some Bonzo for real. You got to do that a little bit more. But I would still only do it as reference points, because I just play like me. Now, I'm ripping off Bonham every chance I get, but it's me doing it. It's my style, whatever that is. With the Black Crowes, there wasn't that pressure. There's 6 of us. We're learning album versions. So, I mean, I had parts to learn and mimic. But
how long did it take you to learn that catalog?
Well, I knew them all backwards and forwards. To actually sit and play them, there was some moments where you're like, wow, I didn't realize that turnaround happened here. Learning them is a little different, but we put it together pretty quick. We've all, that music's part of everyone's DNA. I mean, you've heard it so many times.
There's that great moment, and this might get loud, when Jimmy Page starts playing Whole Lotta Love in front of The Edge and Jack White, and they both look at him like children. They have these big smiles like, oh my God, he's actually playing it in front of us. Yeah. Did you get that behind the kid every night?
Every night, absolutely. Every night? The same moment, too. Every time he started the intro to 10 Years Gone, I would have complete, literal, just both my arms would, like goosebumps, like a total chill up my spine, like, I'm fucking playing 10 Years Gone, my very favorite Led Zeppelin song, with Jimmy Page. He starts that intro, and what I learned from that tour is that's everyone's second favorite Zeppelin song. There's some people that just want Nobody's Fault or whatever we were doing. In My Time of Dying, you'd start a song and everybody'd be like, that's it. But the response to 10 Years Gone every night was the same, which was, oh, I know this one. And then like, oh my God, that's that one. It's beautiful. And like when it hits the bridge, did you ever really need somebody? I mean, every single mouth in the arena is singing that one line.
Wow.
Really need 'em bad. And I would always, that song every night was, that was it. That was worth its weight in gold.
What was the hardest Zeppelin song for you to play night after night after night, where you were like, fuck Bonham, what were you doing? This shit's hard. Fool in the Rain?
We didn't do Fool in the Rain.
Oh, come on.
If we had done Achilles'
we'll end the pot.
It would have been that.
Achilles' Last Stand?
If we had done it. We never learned it.
I'm going to end this podcast with your sports show, Steve Gorman Sports, on
102.5 The Game, Nashville, Tennessee. You can listen online easily. Just Google it, for God's sakes.
And I'll put Steve Gorman's Twitter handle up when this goes up. You closed your radio show when I was on it with my favorite Zeppelin song is "Fool in the Rain," and you closed your show with only the drums from "Fool in the Rain," and the shit is bananas, dude. Yeah. I was stunned by it. First of all, I love that you drove me to my gig, and now you're a bit of like a comedy fan now.
Yeah, I do what I can, Jay. I'm just trying to make lives easier one day at a time.
It's sad to me to know you will never hit 1% of liking me of how much I like you. We're at 6%. Everybody, I'm gonna find "Fool in the Rain." You want to pull over so we can do this computer stuff and find a good glory hole? I'm gonna play you guys "Fool in the Rain," the drums only, that Steve Gorman plays after his radio show, which is a really great radio show.
I played it just that day because if you remember, that was the September 25th is the day John Bonham died, so we were playing a lot of Zeppelin that day.
I think you should close every show with it, but we'll close this one with it. And when you're in L.A., you'll do the podcast again, yes?
Of course.
And if you ever get another podcast, I would love to do it. And I just got to tell everybody, Steve Gorman is as cool as the other side of your pillow. And his wife, may I say her name on the air?
You may.
Rosemary is so beautiful and so cool. As normal and great and as great a drummer as he is, he's an even better everyday walking around guy. Thank you for doing. This is the weirdest circumstances, and I couldn't have had more fun. And I'm sure everybody was glad I didn't interrupt. We're now at 5%, powering down. This is Mohr Stories. Put your name on it. How do we turn it off, Steve?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it in 2 seconds.
5 seconds. Hello, I'm getting nervous now. Oh, you know what? You do time for a living. This ain't nothing.
Ain't no big thing, man.
I liked on your radio show. You said, "What do I know, man? I count to 4 for a living."
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.